Hello, my name is Tanika Berg. I am doing the Access to Midwifery course, and today's the 13th of January, and I will be presenting my nutrition and digestion assignment. This presentation will explore how nutrition supports the human digestive system and why digestion and nutrition are essential for the human body, as well as the anatomical structure of the alimentary canal. Nutrition is vital for lifelong health, energy production, disease prevention, and immune defense. In pregnancy, a balanced diet reduces the risk of complications such as gestational diabetes, maternal anemia, and hypertension, making this topic particularly relevant to the midwifery practice. The human alimentary canal. The human alimentary canal, also known as the digestive tract, plays a significant role in digestion. It is an extended muscular tube approximately 9 meters long, beginning at the mouth and ending at the anus. Its function is to provide a passage for food through the body and enable ingestion, digestion, absorption, and elimination. The organs involved include the mouth, the pharynx, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestines, the large intestines, the anus, and the rectum. According to Teach Me Anatomy, accessory organs of the abdomen are the liver, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the spleen, the adrenal glands, the kidneys, which are not part of the continuous tract, but they aid in digestion by producing bile and enzymes that are secreted in the canal to break down food. Mechanical and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion involves physically breaking food into smaller pieces, making it easier for enzymes to catalyze, which improves nutrient absorption. Chemical digestion uses enzymes to break down food into smaller pieces. This process begins in the mouth and continues throughout the digestive tract. Digestion must happen before absorption because carbohydrates, proteins, and fats cannot enter the bloodstream in their original form because they are too large. In contrast, mechanical digestion physically decreases food size, whereas chemical digestion changes the chemical structure of nutrients, which enables absorption to happen efficiently in the small intestines. The mouth. Digestion begins in the mouth, where both mechanical and chemical digestion occur. Mechanical digestion takes place through mastication as the teeth break food into smaller pieces. Chemical digestion begins when saliva is released from 3 pairs of salivary glands: the sublingual gland, the submandibular gland and duct, the parotid gland and duct. Saliva contains water, mineral salts, and enzymes pitolin, also known as salivary amylase, which begins the digestion of starch, according to Medline Plus. The esophagus. After chewing, food forms a bolus and travels down the esophagus. The esophagus is a thin muscular tube located behind the trachea and in front of the spine. It is lined with a protective mucous membrane and connects the mouth to the stomach. Muscular contractions known as peristalsis, which is here, move the bolus towards the stomach. The stomach is a muscular organ located in the upper left abdomen. It stores food and churns it while digestive juices mix with the semi-broken down food to form a semi-liquid substance called chyme. The acidic environment kills bacteria and enzymes. Enzyme pepsin starts protein digestion. The pepsin is produced by gastric glands and breaks dietary proteins into smaller peptide chains and amino acids. The acidic environment of the stomach shows a clear correlation between structure and function, as it not only stimulates pepsin, but it also protects against pathogens that may have been ingested. The liver. The liver is located in the upper right abdomen and plays a key role in digestion. Bile is produced by the liver, which emulsifies fat and breaks lipids into smaller droplets to assist in digestion. Bile also contains sodium bicarbonate, which neutralizes acidic chyme entering the small intestines. allowing pancreatic enzymes to function properly. The liver also stores glycogen and vitamin and detoxifies harmful substances such as alcohol and drugs. The pancreas. Carrie Gastro points out that the pancreas is a gland that releases digestive enzymes into the small intestines, including trypsin, amylase, and lipase. These enzymes continue the digestion of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The pancreas also releases bicarbonate ions to neutralize stomach acids, creating an alkaline environment for enzymatic digestion. The small intestines. The muscular wall of the small intestines contract through a motion called peristalsis, like I mentioned earlier. So the same motion, which is called peristalsis, is used to churn the food and expel it forward. The small intestine is where digestion and absorption takes place. It is divided into 3 sections: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. Proteins and carbohydrates and lipids are fully digested here, and the resulting nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream and lymphatic system. Absorption happens through the villi and microvilli, which increases the surface area greatly. Glucose and amino acids are absorbed through the capillaries and carried towards the liver through the hepatic portal vein, while fatty acids and glycerol go through lacteals and are transported by the lymphatic system before entering the bloodstream. The large intestines. The rectum and the anus. Badrick A points out that the large intestines absorbs water and electrolytes from undigested food, which then forms the feces. The rectum, which is at the end of the large intestines, restores feces before elimination. It is a long tube that is approximately 6 inches long and includes the colon and anus, which is here. Here's the colon here. It's connected. The anus or the anal canal is the final part of the digestion system where the waste leaves the body. Here's the rectum and here's the anus. Digestive enzymes. The acidic environment of the stomach destroys bacteria, and an enzyme called pepsin begins protein digestion. Pepsin is secreted into the glands of the stomach. It metabolizes the dietary proteins into smaller peptide chains, which is here, and amino acids within the stomach. Pepsin operates best in acidic conditions in the stomach, while pancreatic enzymes function in alkaline conditions in the small intestines. Pepsin digests protein in the stomach and operates at a human body temperature of 37 degrees and at a high pH of 1.5 to 2.0. It is highly specialized for the acidic environment of the stomach. Disruption to this process can lead to health issues such as protein malabsorption, which is insufficient stomach acid. Pepsin operates best in acidic conditions in the stomach, while pancreatic enzymes function in alkaline conditions in the small intestines. Maintaining the best conditions for pepsin is an important efficient protein digestion and best health for the body. Digestive enzymes are biological catalysts that increase the speed of chemical reactions in the body. According to Medline Plus, carbohydrates is produced in the salivary glands of the mouth, the small intestines, and pancreas. And pancreas carbohydrates break carbohydrates into simple sugars. Salivary amylase is produced in the glands of the mouth, and it starts the chemical breakdown of starch into simple sugars like maltose. Pancreatic amylase is produced by the pancreas in the small intestines. Maltase is a disaccharide which is produced in the small intestines. It breaks down a disaccharide known as sugar maltose into 2 molecules of sugar, which is used for energy by the body. Chemical enzymes break the food into small molecules in the body, which increases the speed of the reactions in the body. The main types of enzymes are protease, which is produced in the stomach, the pancreas, and the small intestines. Protease breaks down proteins into amino acids, and the pancreas produces strong proteases like trypsin, which is secreted in the small intestines to continue breaking down the proteins. Cells in the wall of the intestines produce proteases like peptidases to finish breaking down proteins, amino acids that are easy to absorb. And the stomach produces protease pepsin. Lipase is produced in the salivary glands, pancreas and stomach. It breaks down fat, oils, also known as lipids, into fatty acids and glycerols. Most of the lipase is produced by the pancreas and released into the small intestines. The fatty acids and glycerol which is produced enables the body to absorb important nutrients for cell membranes, energy and other uses. The histology of the stomach. The stomach wall consists of 4 layers: the mucosa, the submucosa, the muscular externa, and the last part, which is the serosa. Gastric folds called rugae allow the stomach to expand. Parietal cells release hydrochloric acid and intrinsic factor. Chief cells, they secrete pepsinogen. Mucous cells protect the stomach lining from acid damage. Damage of the mucosa layer, for example, decreased mucus secretion, can result in gastric ulcers. This emphasizes the importance of maintaining the structure of the stomach. The duodenum. The duodenum is the first section of the small intestines and receives the chyme from the stomach. It starts with the absorption of nutrients and is attached to the pylorus of the stomach. The wall of the duodenum is made up of 4 layers. Its mucosa contains villi and microvilli. It maximizes the area for the surface efficiency and faster absorption of amino acids. Glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, and glycerol. The submucosa contains the Bronner's glands, which secrete alkaline mucus to neutralize acidic chyme, states Cleveland Clinic. The National Library of Medicine states that the muscularis is made up of smooth muscle which enables peristalsis to move food along the intestines through tiny contractions. The serosa is the outer layer which comprises of connective tissue and a thin layer of cells that release serous fluid to lubricate the internal structure of the small intestines. The ileum. The ileum is the last section of the small intestines and is responsible for absorbing vitamin B12, bile salts, water, and the remaining nutrients. The Peyer's patches are lymphoid structures within the ileum that support immune function and monitor gut pathogen. The Peyer's patches illustrate the 2-part element of the digestive and immune function of the gastrointestinal tract. A balanced diet. A balanced diet consists of 7 components: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and water. And these nutrients must be consumed in appropriate portions to maintain health and support normal body functions. A balanced diet is not limited by individual food, but by the amount of nutrients and combination of nutrients. The excess or deficiency of any nutrient can cause a disruption of normal physiological functions. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Carbohydrates such as bread and potatoes are the body's main energy source and are stored as glycogen. Complex carbohydrates also provide fiber, which sustains stable blood sugar and slows down glucose absorption in the small intestines. Complex carbohydrates come from starches such as rice and bread. They are an energy source which is reliable. The types of carbohydrates. There are 2 types of carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates come from sugars such as cakes and jams. Proteins are essential for growth, tissue repair, and enzyme production and immune defense. Fats provide energy, protect organs, and support absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Saturated fats should be limited, while unsaturated fats are a healthy alternative. And here's the saturated fats that we should keep away from. These are like processed meats, Yes. Proteins provide important amino acids that cannot be created by the body and must be attained from a healthy diet. Consuming saturated fats in excess can lead to raised cholesterol, which can lead to the increased risk of diseases like strokes, atherosclerosis, and coronary heart disease. Fiber, vitamins, and water. Fiber supports digestive health by promoting regular bowel movement and maintaining the stability of blood glucose levels. And fiber can come from your fruit, it can come from nuts, yes, berries, for example. Yep. So fiber supports digestive system by promoting regular bowel movements and maintaining the stability of blood glucose levels. Vitamins and minerals are required for metabolism, immunity, and bone health and enzyme functions. Minerals such as magnesium relaxes the digestive system and prevents constipation and helps in enzyme functioning, and zinc protects the lining of the gut and supports the gut barrier. Water dissolves food in the digestive tract and is crucial in the stomach acid as it breaks down proteins. It is essential for hydration, nutrition transport, temperature regulation, and waste removal. Not drinking enough water can lead to dehydration, which can compromise the digestion and cause constipation. Dietary imbalance occurs when the body receives too much or too little essential nutrients. This can lead to fatigue, weakened immunity, digestive disorders, and chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. In pregnancy, poor nutrition increases risk to both mother and baby, says Euregio. Iron deficiency anemia. NHS points out that iron deficiency anemia results from inadequate iron intake or absorption, which leads to reduced hemoglobin production, which is a protein that is present in red blood cells and transports oxygen within the body. Iron is crucial to the production of hemoglobin, and symptoms include extreme tiredness, weakness, pale skin, and shortness of breath. During pregnancy, iron requirements increase due to increased blood volume and in fetal growth. Untreated anemia can lead to preterm birth and low birth weight. Osteoporosis is caused by low absorption of calcium and can cause weakening of the bones and increased risk of fractures. Symptoms are back pain, height loss, brittle nails, posture change, and dental issues. However, Science Direct writes that the calcium absorption is affected by vitamin D, age, and hormones, as vitamin D allows the body to absorb calcium from food. Therefore, calcium needs to be ingested in conjunction with the vitamin D. Current dietary recommendations. NHS recommend consuming at least 5 portions of fruit and veg daily, whole grains, lean proteins, and unsaturated fats, while limiting salt, sugar, and processed foods. Diets such as Mediterranean diet are suggested due to the emphasis on fruits and plant-based foods, and the primary plant source being fish and poultry, which improves cholesterol and blood pressure and enables diabetes to be managed better, according to Cleveland Clinic. On to common misconceptions. One of the common misconceptions is that the reliance on calorie intake is baseline to establish good health, taking little account of how we digest and absorb nutrients. However, nutrient quality, digestion, and absorption are equally important, according to Cleveland Clinic. Other misconceptions are that most pregnant women have access to food that is high in nutrition. However, National Institute of Health points out that financial issues and poor awareness can add constraints to having access to nutritional food, highlighting that more food awareness is needed, especially among pregnant women. In conclusion, the structure of the digestive system is closely connected to its function. A balanced diet is essential for maintaining health and preventing disease, especially during pregnancy. Understanding nutrition and digestion is an important part of the midwifery practice. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.